Hello, welcome to the Bible Verse. And today we are no longer doing the catechisms. We've gone through since last fall till now, or actually to now. We've done 26 lessons. Can you believe that? So the next couple weeks we're going to be just taking some different approach. This week we're going to talk about friends. Next week we're going to talk about prayer. And then Miss Victoria is going to do a lesson on service. So that's where we're heading. Here's where we are now. Here's our memory verse for the day. It's nice and short, but it has a lot in it. It's Proverbs 17:17. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Now you're probably wondering what this big word means, adversity. What it simply means is that when you're going through hard times or struggles, or you just need a friend, that is when your friend is loyal to you and steps in, as you will see with our magnets. Now, I know most of you have magnets, or maybe you have them at school and you get to play with them. So we're going to do a little bit of lesson related to friendship with the magnets. So first, we have the magnet. You all know that when you put the south to the north end, you have connection. And just like with our friends, we like to stay connected and be connected. But sometimes you have friends that you're trying to be a friend with, or maybe something happens in your life and they don't really want you around anymore, as you can see here. Let's see if it comes up. You see that they move away from you. And the south won't be attracted, see? They're not attractive. But we're not going to worry too much about that for right now. We're going to talk more about what it means to be a friend and be a loyal friend with the magnets. So first I have two magnets. I've got this one here, and I've got this little guy here. So which one do you think is the stronger magnet? You'll find out. And I have my little flash drive, and we're going to use that. See, this sticks to it. Let's see if this one sticks to it. All right. So we're going to test our level of friendship. I'm going to take two pieces of paper, and I'm going to see if this magnet can hold the two pieces together. Yes, it does. It passes the test. So two bad things happen to my flash drive friend. I come along and help, and we still are friends. We stay stuck together. Let's see how this friend makes it. Okay, they're stuck together, two pieces of paper, but this is kind of wobbly. So we'll see what happens next. This time, let's add 3 pieces of paper. So now we have a total of, that's right, 5. Let's try this friend again. We have some more issues that happen in the relationship, but their friendship is still strong. Let's see about with this friend with 5 pieces of paper. Yeah, they're still hanging on. So both friends are strong friends to this one. Now let's add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of paper. We got 10 now. So let's take this friend, see how they make out. Still a very strong friendship. Let's see about this friend. Oh, let's try one more time. We'll give him another chance. So as you can see, this is the weaker magnet. Thus, in this scenario that we're coming up with, this is the weaker friend. Now, sometimes you're going to be a weak friend. Sometimes you're going to be a strong friend in a relationship. We're going to look at a special relationship today in our lesson, and it's the story of Jonathan and David. But before we go to there, this is for the younger kids to help them understand what adversity means and what a true friend is. Scripture tells us a true friend is always loyal. So if anything you get out of this for the younger kids especially, don't worry about that big word adversity. Just think, can I be loyal in a friendship when things are going bad? So how can you be a true friend? And hopefully you'll discover that through this lesson. The story of Jonathan and David. As you all know, David killed Goliath. And after that, Jonathan and David's friendship grew stronger. So he invited David to live with them. And David would play the harp for King Saul, which is Jonathan's father. King Saul really liked David. He liked him when he played the harp. He also gave him many leadership positions, and David was thriving. But then King Saul became very, very jealous of David. And on many times threw the spear at him. As you can see in this picture, 2 pictures. So, whoa, what's with that? So David flees after one of the times, and he finally finds his friend Jonathan, and he asks him, why does your father, King Saul, want to see me dead? Well, Jonathan really couldn't believe in that. And how would you? You know, David's saying that King Saul's trying to kill him, and you're telling his son this? So Jonathan just had a hard time with that. So what's going to happen next? Let me tell you about how their relationship gets cemented. Like the 2 magnets, when they're north and south, holding together. How it becomes strong. They make a covenant. And a covenant is like a vow or a promise. And when you make a vow or a promise, you want to try your hardest to keep it. So here's what they decided to do. If Jonathan's dad was seeking to kill David, he would shoot his arrows, an arrow close to David. If he wasn't trying to kill him, the arrow would be shot in front of him. So let's see what happens. This is just a picture of them making their covenant, and this is what's going to happen here in 3 days. So Jonathan goes to seek his answer, and this was part of their plan too. He would go to the dinner, because David usually came to dinner every night in the king's palace. Well, this night, he didn't come because he went to his own family to celebrate a new moon festival. So King Saul asked him, where is David? And of course he wasn't there. Jonathan tells him that he went to go to eat with his own family. And this time, King Saul gets angry at Jonathan and throws the spear. So, King Saul said that David would take the kingdom away from him when Jonathan asked him why was he trying to kill him. And Jonathan was deeply saddened by this news. So the next thing to do was to go, here's a picture of the rage that King Saul was having, and even throwing a spear at his own son. So he's deeply saddened. He's going to move to go see David. It's a sad farewell now. So 3rd day, Jonathan shot his arrows, and there was a servant boy who was supposed to collect them, and he had to shoot him past David. So the boy brought him back, and then they sent the boy away because David and Jonathan then had to talk about what was going to happen, because they both realized that now their friendship, they weren't going to see each other now. David was going to have to flee and be on the run for his life for a long time while King Saul chases him around. So because of their covenant, they hugged and they wept and they remember their covenant before the Lord between them and their descendants forever. And just to make a side note to this, David does honor this covenant much, much later in life when Jonathan's son comes to live with him in the palace, when David's king. So let's switch gears. Here's before their party. But let's switch gears and think about the magnets again. How can people be unlike 2 magnets? Let me say that again. How can people be unlike 2 magnets, like the 2 here when we were doing the north to north? They repelled each other. So some of the reasons for people not sticking together is they just don't plain have common interest. How many of you want to go play basketball when you love playing soccer? Or how many of you like to go watch or play Fortnite when you'd rather be watching Star Wars on TV? Maybe you just don't have things in common. Maybe you just plain don't want to hang out. Maybe you want to stick together. Maybe you really do want to have this bond where you stick together, but they move away. Or maybe you're not in that same classroom next year. Or maybe you go to different schools the next year. You don't know. Things happen in people's lives. So that's how you can be unlike a magnet. But we want to be more like the magnets that stick together. So, my next question to you is, who are you in a friendship? You need to think about the choices you make when you're in a friendship. Are you the kind of person who wants to have a relationship that sticks together through thick and thin? You actually have to make up your mind about it before things happen. I've had many friends in my life. Some have come and go, and then I have those that I've stuck together, haven't seen for 20 years, and then I see them again, and it is like we still have that bond because we went through so many trials before that. So our relationship is still strong. So you need to decide. And in the situation of Jonathan and David, Jonathan put his life on the line for David because of his friendship. In the story I told you, it also seemed like to me, even when I read it many times, Jonathan was doing all the work. But in reality, David kept his end of the bargain too later on when he did invite Jonathan's son to live with him. So sometimes one person in the relationship may be strong, like this scene. One person in a relationship may be strong in it, and the other one may be weak. But then somewhere down the line, it changes, and the other person's strong and weak. And it's because of the decisions you make to be that way. So let me just tell you, for me, in this stage of my life, Jesus is really my best friend. I really don't have a best friend that can even compare to him. I don't always know how much I truly stick to him, but I sure do try. But he sticks to me like glue. He's the strong magnet in the relationship. Sometimes I'm strong with him. Other times I'm the other way, where I don't stick to him. And I probably may even repel him. But Jesus loves us so much, he died on the cross for us, and we can always go to him. So I'll end today's lesson on friendship with that. And I'm so thankful that you're here, and I really truly believe that if you try some of these things and think about your relationship with your friends and what kind of friend you want to be and your relationship with Jesus, Jesus will always show you the right way to go. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.